Hunger is not painful. It's associated with increased sensation for taste. It makes food taste better. And it directs you to the exact amount of calories, because if you continue not eating the catabolic phase, right, and the glycogen eventually gets used up, and the sugar may go down, but not really, because the body can break down muscle tissue to make glucose, to keep fueling the brain with glucose. But we don't want to break down muscle tissue for glucose, for the brain's need for glucose, right? The body doesn't want to waste muscle tissue. So true hunger appears to make us eat again. So the body instinctually eats to protect its lean body mass. But I'm telling you this so you know that hunger doesn't exist to put fat on the body. This idea, this myth, that hunger exists so we can get fat, so we can live off of lean times when there's no food available. In primitive times, people want to overeat so they can get overweight because when they couldn't have food for months, they can live off their fat. That's not true. The human body there's no desire to eat food to make ourselves get fat. We're not bears, and our body doesn't work that way. We're just eating to maintain muscle mass. You have to have an abnormal diet with abnormal foods to eat an abnormal appetite that leads to a person to become overweight. So true hunger only exists not to put fat on the body, but just to maintain a muscle and bone mass. If we continue not to eat, of course, for a couple of days, then the body can accept ketones. The brain can utilize ketones as an emergency fuel for the brain. It takes a few days for the brain to be able to use ketones as an emergency fuel when no food's coming in. It's nature's way of protecting the brain and protecting your survival when food is not available. But now we've distorted that, and these people developing paleo and keto and carnivore and low carbohydrate diets, so the body goes into ketosis, is using an emergency fuel for lean times and tricking the body into think that it has an emergency, and then you're living with acid production, ketone production, and shortening people's lifespan with high animal protein exposure. And it's unquestionably, in this point in human history, many studies have corroborated each other that higher protein diets and the most dangerous type of diets with the most shortening of lifespan occurs in those diets that promote ketosis, that are so carbohydrate restricted, they form ketosis. It's not dangerous to be in ketosis when there's no food around for a short period of time. Not to live in ketosis, and keep living permanently in ketosis as a weight loss method. That's really dangerous and foolish. Okay, I hope you're understanding these concepts better, and that most Americans go from one anabolic phase into another. They continue to they can keep the digestive process going all the time. They're always putting food in their stomach. They don't feel well unless they chronically overeat. And there's no way you can maintain a favorable weight for the rest of your life when you're always putting food in your body and always digesting food. You're not in touch with hunger. You don't have any instinctual connection with how much calories the body needs. So you're always going to be guessing. I want you to get back in touch with your instinctual hunger, which means you eat when you feel like eating, and you don't eat when you don't feel like eating. And the only way you can get back into this coordination and connection with instinctual hunger is if you eat the right amount of food. If you eat the right type of food. And that's what we'll be talking about for the next 15, 20 minutes. The right type of food that's going to curtail toxic hunger and put you back in touch with instinctual hunger and make you desire the right amount of calories, not too many calories. So I'm just reviewing in this slide what toxic hunger feels like: headaches, weakness, stomach cramping, lightheadedness, growling, irritable, angry, moody, and these are considered hunger, symptoms of hunger, even by some medical textbooks, right? This is not hunger. These symptoms do not occur in healthy people. These symptoms only occur in people who are, and they don't occur when people's catabolic phase utilized all their glycogen. These are not hunger. These are signs of withdrawal from an unhealthy diet that are mistakenly considered hunger. So in order to, if you want to permanently lose weight, we have to get rid of toxic hunger. And that's why diets don't work, because people willy-nilly cut back on calories, and they feel so ill cutting back on calories that they become obsessed with food, and they feel more toxic hunger, and they can't feel that much discomfort. They have to keep eating calories. So people can't lose weight because they're not focusing on the quality of food they're eating and how much green vegetables the human body needs to get rid of toxic hunger. We're a green vegetable dependent animal. And I'm saying, if you don't like green vegetables, then you better live close to a hospital because you're going to need one. So we have to seek volume and nutrients. And volume refers to fiber. We have to seek fiber and nutrients. We want to occupy space in that liter of stomach with foods that are lower in calories and higher in nutrients. And animal protein and sugar and caffeine feed toxic hunger because these are addictive substances. And caffeine, as you know, is a poisonous substance that when you don't eat food, you get a headache for caffeine withdrawal. If it wasn't poisonous, it wouldn't cause a withdrawal headache when you stop drinking it or eat or taking it in. Things that are healthy for us do not cause withdrawal symptoms.